Good morning, students. Welcome you all once again in the live virtual classes of Board of Studies of ICAI. So, students, today we are going to cover Ind AS 105, non-current assets held for sale and discontinued operations. So, I can see very limited participants have joined so far.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Yes. So the title is non-current assets held for sale and discontinued operations. Okay. If I talk about this title, it is non-current asset which are held for sale and discontinued operation. I'll split the title into three parts. Number one, this standard talks about non-current asset which are held for sale. Right? For example, there is an inventory, Maruti Suzuki India Limited. So Maruti Suzuki India Limited is in the business of manufacturing and selling cars. So tell me, Sanjay, whether this Maruti cars are current asset or non-current asset in the books of Maruti?
Current assets.
It is current asset in the books of Maruti. It is inventory in the books of Maruti. And inventory by its nature is available for sale, is held for sale in the ordinary course of business. Inventory is held for sale in the ordinary course of business, right?
Right.
So inventory is not a non-current asset. Inventory is a current asset which is held for sale in the normal course of business, and hence inventory is a current asset, and hence inventory is not covered under this standard. Inventory is covered under Ind AS 2.
Ind AS 2, yes.
Inventory is covered under Ind AS 2, right? So it is covered under Ind AS 2. So it means this standard talks about those non-current assets which are held for sale, right? So this standard talks about those non-current asset. Number one, non-current asset. Number two, which non-current asset which are held for sale. There are some criteria which is given for held for sale. We will talk about those criteria, right, later on. So those non-current asset which are held for sale is covered under this standard, and this standard also covers the concept of discontinued operations. We'll talk more about this concept of discontinued operations as well, right? So friends, the title is non-current asset held for sale and discontinued operations. Now, let me set the context with the help of one more example. For example, again, I'll come back to the example of Maruti cars. So we discussed that Maruti is in the business of manufacturing and selling cars. So these cars are inventory in the books of Maruti. These cars are current asset in the books of Maruti. Now suppose Tata Consultancy Services, TCS. TCS has purchased 5 cars from Maruti for their top executives. Now tell me, what is the nature of these cars in the books of TCS?
Non-current assets.
Non-current assets. And in non-current asset, what is the typical category?
PPE.
PP. So property, plant and equipment. In non-current asset, it is property, plant and equipment. So Tata Consultancy Services, they purchased these 5 cars for the top executives, and the top executives didn't like those cars. So now Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, wants to sell these cars. Whether these cars are inventory for Tata Consultancy Services?
No, these are not
Answer is
inventories.
no. The bread and butter of TCS is not to sell cars, right? The cars are not getting sold out in the ordinary course of business. Means selling cars and earning money is not the bread and butter, is not the ordinary course of business for TCS. The ordinary course of business for TCS is to selling software, right? Providing IT services, providing IT solutions. So this is non-current asset. This is PP&E in the books of TCS. So now this PP&E, this non-current asset is held for sale, right? So in which standard it will come?
Ind AS
Which standard will
105.
cover that?
This standard. Ind AS 105.
Ind AS 105. Ind AS 105. My dear friends, this held for sale for for saying a non-current asset becoming held for sale, it is meeting some criteria of held for sale. We will discuss about those criteria. I'm just setting the context, right? So in this case, when this PP is held for sale, when the PP is available for sale, then it will come under Ind AS 105. I hope you have understood this, right?
Yes, right.
So this is covered under Ind AS 105. Non-current asset which are held for sale. Okay. And discontinued operation is a separate part. We'll discuss it separately. Friends, what is the objective of Ind AS 105? The objective of Ind AS 105 is to provide accounting for asset held for sale. Accounting for asset held for sale. What is meant by accounting for asset held for sale? What is meant by accounting? Neha, what is meant by accounting? What is meant by accounting for asset held for sale?
Good morning, sir.
Good
Sir,
morning.
means we will hold as a inventory and sale and purchase.
No, Neha. So this standard talks about non-current asset held for sale. So this will not become inventory anymore, right? So inventory is something which is held for sale in the ordinary course of business. Like I took the example, cars in the books of Maruti are inventory, but cars in the books of TCS are PPNE, property, plant and equipment. And when the car become held for sale, it has to be classified as a separate line item in the balance sheet, known as a non-current asset held for sale. Okay. So accounting means, have I told you the 4 pillars of accounting standard?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
RMPD.
Recognition, measurement,
Very good. Very good.
presentation, disclosure.
RMPD, recognition, measurement, presentation, disclosure. These are the 4 pillars of accounting or 4 pillars of accounting standard. So this standard covers recognition, measurement, presentation, disclosure for asset held for sale, right? If there is any asset held for sale, so this standard talks about, this standard covers the accounting for asset held for sale, right? And this standard covers only presentation and disclosure requirement of discontinued operation. So this standard does not cover, this standard does not covers, this standard does not covers the recognition and measurement of discontinued operation. This standard only covers the presentation and disclosure requirement of discontinued operations. Why? So we will be able to understand in the later part of the session when I will discuss discontinued operations. Okay. So park this question that why this standard covers the recognition, measurement, presentation, disclosure of asset held for sale, but for discontinued operation, this standard only covers presentation and disclosure requirements only, right? Presentation and disclosure requirement only. Why? So why it only covers presentation and disclosure requirement? Probably you will be able to understand in the later part of the session. But till that time, please park this question, okay? And you will be able to give me the answer at that point of time. So friends, is this clear? Up to this level, is it clear to everyone?
Yes, clear.
Yes. So
yes.
Now, let me set the boundary of this standard, that in this standard, what are the items we are going to cover about? We understood the title, non-current asset held for sale and discontinued operation. With the help of the example I have taken for Maruti cars, right? And so Maruti cars in the books of Maruti Suzuki India Limited and cars in the books of TCS. We understood this, right? Now, friends, we understood the objective also. Now, let's discuss what all is going to cover under this standard. 3 items. This standard is classified into 3 major parts, right? This standard is revolving around 3 major items. What are these 3 major items? Let me tell you. So, anyone who belongs to Delhi NCR from this batch?
Yes.
You, Sanjay, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, Neha is also there. So, Delhi NCR. In Delhi NCR, there is a place, in Delhi, there is a place called Lawrence Road. Have you heard about Lawrence Road?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. So friends, I have a factory in Lawrence Road. Lawrence Road is an industrial area. I have a factory there. Okay. And I want to sell my factory. I want to sell my factory. Sanjay came to me and Sanjay asked, Sir, I have heard that you want to sell your factory. I told Sanjay, I don't want to sell my factory. I only want to sell my factory building. Please understand this example very well, because this example will set the context of this entire standard. I told Sanjay that I don't want to sell my factory as a whole. I only want to sell my factory building. Sanjay asked, Sir, in addition to factory building, what else is there in your factory? So I told Sanjay that plant and machinery is there, furniture and fixtures are there, office equipments are there, some softwares are there, computer laptops are there, some licenses I have taken like food license, safety license, fire license, etc., etc. Those licenses are there. Okay. Some raw material is there and some finished goods is there. So these all I have in my factory. I will take everything along with me. Only factory building I want to sell out. Friends, is it an individual asset held for sale, or is this a group of asset held for sale? Tell me whether this transaction is an individual asset held for sale, or is it a group of asset held for sale?
The
A
factory
group of
building
assets
only is
held for sale.
It's a
Group of assets.
I only want to sell my factory building, only factory
individual.
building. Is it
Factory
an
building is only
individual asset held for sale or a group of asset held for sale?
individual asset held for sale.
Individual asset held for sale. You are absolutely right, Chitra. Chitra has written individual asset held for sale. You are absolutely right. ग्रुप कैसे हो गया? मैंने कहा बोला कि सब कुछ बेचना चाहता हूं. I told ना that I have so many items in my factory, but I only want to sell my factory building. So factory building is an individual item, na? It's an individual asset building. Okay. So individual asset held for sale. Correct. And this individual asset should be a non-current asset to be covered under this standard. So this individual asset held for sale is known as a non-current asset held for sale. NCA HFS. This we will call it as a NCA HFS. NCA HFS. What is the full form of NCA HFS?
Non-current assets held for sale.
Non-current asset held for sale. Friends, this individual asset held for sale, we will call it as a NCA HFS. Okay. Means that asset should always be a non-current asset which is held for sale. Okay. Okay. That asset should always be a non-current asset held for sale. Now, expanding this example, Naman came to me. Naman Chaudhary came to me and he convinced me. He said, Sir, why don't you want to sell this entire factory as a whole? Right? The whole factory, why you don't want to sell? Sir, he told me that, sir, you can do one thing. So if you will sell me the entire factory, I will give you the good amount of premium. I'll give you the good money, right? So again he asked, sir, what is there in your factory? I again told, plant and machinery, furniture and fixture, office equipment, right? Office equipment, okay, plant and machinery, furniture and fixture, licenses, software, computer, laptop, raw material, finished goods. So a lot of things are there. And factory building, of course. Right? And I have pledged my plant and machinery and I have taken a loan also. So Naman told, sir, not to worry. I will assume your loan as well. I will take over all the assets, right? and I'll give you good amount of premium, because the benefit which I will be getting is I will get the entire factory as a whole in the running condition. So I'm convinced and I'm ready to sell him the entire factory as a whole. Friends, whether this transaction is an individual asset held for sale or a group of asset held for sale.
Sir, group of asset.
It's a group of asset held for sale, right? It's a group of asset held for sale. You're absolutely right. It's a group of asset held for sale. Okay. Because I'm selling a lot of assets and I'm also selling a lot of assets along with the liability as well. So this transaction is a group of asset held for sale. Friends, we will call this transaction as a DGHFS. Disposal group held for sale. DGHFS. Disposal group held for sale. DGHFS. Right? So friends, whenever there is a group of asset held for sale, we will call it as a DGHFS. Disposal group held for sale. Friends, for a disposal group held for sale to be covered under this standard Ind AS 105, at least one of the asset in disposal group has to be a non-current asset. At least one of the asset in the disposal group has to be a non-current asset. Okay? It has to be a non-current asset. Right? And friends, in a disposal group held for sale, it can be a combination of a non-current asset, current asset. You remember in my factory, raw material and finished goods were also there?
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the
Yes.
nature of raw material and finished goods?
This is not current assets.
It's an inventory. It's a current asset, right? So in a disposal group held for sale, it can be a combination of a non-current asset, current asset, and liability as well. Okay. It is just like a slump sale. Have you heard about the word slump sale?
Yes, income tax.
It is
In
just
income
like a
tax.
slump sale. Yes. Right. So friends, the first aspect I'm going to cover in this standard is NCA HFS. What is NCA HFS? It's an individual asset held for sale, which is known as a non-current asset held for sale. The second aspect I'm going to cover, the group of asset held for sale, which is known as DGHFS, disposal group held for sale. And the third aspect I'm going to cover in this standard is, so let me expand my example more. Friends, I have two factories. One in Lawrence Road, second in Mangolpuri. One in Lawrence Road, second in Mangolpuri. I have two factories. So Mangolpuri is also an area in Delhi, right? Mangolpuri is also an area in Delhi, industrial.
Yes.
So I have two factories. In both the factory, I am producing a particular product. So then Neha came to me. And Neha asked me, sir, I have heard that you want to sell your factory, Lawrence Road factory. I told Neha, yes. She told that, sir, I know that you have two factories, one in Lawrence Road, one in Mangolpuri. So can you sell both the factories to me? And I will give you a non-compete fee. I will give you some good premium, right? And I want you to remove your business. I want you to shut down your business in Delhi, sell out everything to me, and move out from Delhi jurisdiction and move out from the Delhi geography. Right? So Neha wants me to discontinue my operations in the state of Delhi. She wants me to stop my operations in Delhi, and I'm not allowed to do my operation in Delhi, and I can operate in any other state in which I want, like Noida, Gurgaon, anywhere, but not in Delhi. So friends, what is this situation? When I am supposed to discontinue my geographical area of location, I need to discontinue my operations in Delhi. So what this transaction is nomenclated in Ind AS 105? This is known as what?
Non-compete fee.
This is known as a discontinued operations. This is known as a discontinued operation. When I'm selling both the factories to Neha, it is called as a discontinued operations, DCO. We will call this as a DCO, discontinued operations. Sorry, discontinued operation, DCO, discontinued operations, right? DCO, discontinued operation. I hope all these three terms you have understood with the help of that example, right? So when an entity is selling an individual asset held for sale, it is known as a non-current asset held for sale. When the entity is selling a group of assets, it is known as a disposal group held for sale. And when the entity is discontinuing any operations, discontinuing the location, major product line, or discontinuing the geographical location, it is known as a discontinued operations. So friends, these are the three aspects we are going to cover in this particular standard, right? Now let me come back on the Excel file. I hope my Excel file is visible to all of you. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. So friends, we are going to cover Ind AS 105. We are covering Ind AS 105. The title is non-current assets held for sale, and discontinued operations. This is the title, my dear friends. And I hope you guys are aware about the counterpart standard in accounting standard also. Do you know what is the counterpart standard in accounting standard in AS 24? You are absolutely right, Chitra. There is an accounting standard 24 which talks about discontinuing operations. And do you know the counterpart standard in IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standard? What is the counterpart standard in IFRS?
So it would
It's
be
IFRS 5. IFRS 5, not IFRS 105, Chitra. It's IFRS 5. Ind AS is Ind AS 105. IFRS is IFRS 5. All the IFRS series of standard we have started in Ind AS with Ind AS 100 plus. IFRS 1 Ind AS 101. IFRS 2 Ind AS 102. Right? Likewise. But for IAS series of standard, the same number are there. For example, Ind AS 16, property, plant and equipment, counterpart standard is IAS 16, International Accounting Standard 16. Okay. Right. So friends, in non-current asset held for sale and discontinued operations, what we are covering, in this standard, we will be covering the following item in details. In this standard, we will be covering following items in details. What are these items? What are these items? Number one is your, what is number one? Individual asset held for sale. Individual asset held for sale. And what we call as an individual asset held for sale, what we call this item?
non-current assets held for sale.
Non-current asset held for sale, right? Non-current asset held for sale. It is known as a NCHFS. Can I write this as a NCHFS? Non-current asset held for sale. Can I write this as a NCHFS?
Yes.
आप लोगों को याद रहेगा non-current asset held for sale, right?
Yes.
And for being a non-current asset held for sale, for being a non-current asset held for sale, this item should always be a non-current asset. Okay. Okay. So this individual asset held for sale, this individual asset, let me write like this. This individual asset should always be a non-current asset. Should always be a non-current asset. Second aspect, what I have covered, second aspect, group of asset held for sale.
Disposal group.
Second is group of asset held for sale. And what we call as a group of asset held for sale? Group of asset held for sale. What we call this as a DGHFS. DGHFS. What is the full form of DGHFS?
Disposal group.
Asset held for sale.
Disposal group held for sale. Right, Bibu? Disposal group held for sale.
Right, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So friends, for disposal group held for sale, it could be a combination of what? It could be a combination of
Current and non-current.
non-current asset plus current asset, and it can also include liabilities. Right? So for a disposal group to be covered under Ind AS 105, at least one of the assets should be a non-current asset. Correct? At least minimum one of the assets should be a non-current asset. What is the third? What is the third one? Discontinued operation. Discontinued operations. Okay. Discontinued operations. Third. Discontinued operations. Discontinued operations. Friends, this is known as a DCU. And what is discontinued operations? This is a discontinuation of what? Discontinuation of major product, business segment, or a geographical segment. This is discontinuation of major product or business segment or geographical segment. Geographical segment. Discontinuation of major product, business segment, or geographical segment. I hope this aspect is clear to all of you. Is this clear to all of you? Very
Yes.
much clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Much
sir.
clear.
Yeah. Now, this context setting is completely there in your mind. Yes. So friends,
Yes.
we are talking about non-current asset held for sale and discontinued operation. We are talking about non-current asset. Now my question to all of you. Which standard has the authority of classifying what is current, what is non-current? Which standard?
Ind AS 1.
Okay. Sanjay told Ind AS 1. Akshay, what about you?
Sir, it will be Ind AS 16, property, plant and equipment.
No. My question is, Sanjay, which standard has the authority of classifying the item in the balance sheet as a current and non-current? Right. Which standard tells you what is current, what is non-current? Who has the authority of classifying the items into current and non-current? Ind AS 16 only talks about PPE.
Okay. Yes.
Sanjay told Ind AS 1. What's your answer?
Sir, Ind AS 1 as well as balance sheet as per Schedule 3.
Okay. Bibhu, what about you? Bibhu, what's your answer? Doesn't matter right or wrong, but what's your answer?
Yes.
Which standard has the authority of classifying the balance sheet items into current and non-current? Assets and liabilities को current non-current में classify करने की authority किसके पास है? Friends, it's Ind AS 1. You are absolutely right, Sanjay. So Ind AS 1. So Akshay, in Schedule 3 format of balance sheet is given, right? So the concept of current and non-current is also given in Schedule 3. But in terms of Ind AS, it is Ind AS 1. Para number 66 of Ind AS 1 talks about what is current and what is non-current, right? So para 66 of Ind AS 1 talks about what is current, what is non-current. Okay. So friends, Ind AS 1 has authority of classifying an item into current and non-current. Okay. Now, once an item is classified into current and non-current, this standard is applicable to which item? Current item or non-current item?
नॉन करंट
नॉन करंट, नाम ही नॉन करंट एसेट है ना, नाम ही तो है नॉन करंट एसेट विच आर हेल्ड फॉर सेल, तो नॉन करंट पे ही तो अप्लाई होगा। डिस्पोजल ग्रुप पे भी होता है, बट उस डिस्पोजल ग्रुप में मिनिमम वन एसेट शुड बी अ नॉन करंट एसेट, राइट? So friends, the standard says that the classification and presentation requirement of this Ind AS applies to all recognized non-current asset. What is meant by all recognized? What is meant by recognized? Means
Which is
once
shown.
once an asset has already been classified a non-current asset. By whom? By whom? Ind AS 1. Once an asset is classified as a non-current asset, once an asset is recognized as a non-current asset by Ind AS 1, so the classification and presentation requirement of this Ind AS applies to those recognized non-current assets and all disposal group of an entity if it becomes held for sale, right? So the presentation and classification and presentation requirement of Ind AS 105 applies to all recognized non-current asset and to all disposal group of an entity. So the standard says that the classification and presentation requirement of Ind AS 105 is applicable to a non-current asset held for sale and a disposal group held for sale, right? Which has already been recognized as per non-current. Okay. So here it talks about all recognized non-current assets and to all disposal group. In the disposal group, there can be a combination of what? What? In the
Current and
disposal group,
non-current.
it can be a combination of what?
Current and non-current and liabilities.
Yes, it is a combination of non-current asset plus current asset also, right? And there could be a liabilities also, okay? So the classification and presentation requirement of Ind AS 105 applies to all recognized individual non-current asset held for sale and to all disposal group. The measurement requirement of Ind AS 105 apply to all recognized non-current assets and disposal group except for scoped out asset. Some negative list is given. So when an individual asset is available for sale, held for sale, and there is a group of asset which is held for sale, right, means NCHFS and DGHFS. In these two cases, the measurement requirement of Ind AS 105 is applicable, but in few cases, right, the measurement requirement of Ind AS 105 is not applicable. The measurement requirement of respective standard will be applicable. For example, deferred tax asset. Once you have classified an asset as a non-current asset held for sale or a disposal group held for sale, if there is any deferred tax implication, then the deferred tax is not going to be measured by Ind AS 105. The deferred tax is going to be measured by Ind AS 12. Asset arising from employee benefits. Asset arising from employee benefits. Friends, for example, the company is selling a disposal group. Okay. The company is selling a disposal group. There is a factory, there is a disposal group, there is a segment, there is a discontinued operations, for example. And that disposal group is also having the plan assets. For example, the company is creating a provision for gratuity for the workers or employees of that factory, and the company has done some investments for this provision for gratuity. So the company has created a plan assets. The company has created a plan assets. Okay. So friends, this plan asset is measured as per Ind AS 19, not as per Ind AS 105. Some negative list is given. For example, there are some financial assets, debtors, creditors, derivatives, bonds, debentures, etc., investments. So those financial assets has to be measured as per Ind AS 109, not as per Ind AS 105. So if these assets are part of the disposal group, okay, so those assets, while it is part of disposal group, but it is not measured as per Ind AS 105, it is measured as per the respective standard. Non-current assets that are measured at fair value less cost to sell in accordance with Ind AS 41 agriculture. Nutshell, biological asset. So biological asset, cow, buffalo, right, plant and animal, these biological asset has to be measured as per Ind AS 41. while it's a non-current asset, when it is available for sale, it is not measured as per Ind AS 105, it is measured as per Ind AS 41. And then there is a insurance contract assets. So contractual right under insurance contract is also measured as per Ind AS 105, not as per, sorry, is also measured as per Ind AS 104, or now there is a new standard Ind AS 117, but not as per Ind AS 105. I hope it is clear to all of you.
Clear.
Yes, sir.
Very much clear?
Very much clear.
Absolutely clear?
Absolutely.
So the classification and major presentation requirement of 105 is applicable to all recognized non-current asset, means it is talking about individual asset held for sale, and to all disposal group. Measurement requirement of Ind AS 105 is also applicable to all recognized non-current asset and disposal group except negative list, except these 5 assets. Okay. As I told you, asset classified as non-current in accordance with Ind AS 1 shall not be reclassified as current asset until and unless it meet the criteria to be classified as held for sale as per Ind AS 105. Means asset classified as non-current asset in accordance with Ind AS 1. As I told you, as Sanjay told me, that sir, Ind AS 1 has the authority of classifying current and non-current. So if an asset has been classified as current and non-current, and this standard is applicable to non-current. So once an asset is classified as non-current asset, right? So it shall not be reclassified as current asset until and unless it meet the criteria of held for sale. Sir, क्या है held for sale का criteria? What is the criteria of held for sale? We will discuss after 5 to 10 minutes, right? It's a recognition criteria, okay? What it is saying that an asset which is normally classified, an asset which is classified as a non-current asset, shall not be reclassified as a current asset until and unless it meet the criteria of held for sale. It means once an asset meet the criteria of held for sale, for example, building classified as held for sale, building and non-current asset held for sale, building held for sale will be shown as a current asset, not as an inventory, as a separate line item under current asset, known as a non-current asset held for sale, right? So what it says that? It says that an asset which is classified as a non-current asset in accordance with Ind AS 1 shall not be reclassified as current asset until and unless it meet the criteria of held for sale, right? Okay. Second, an asset of a class that an entity would normally regard as non-current. For example, PPE, investment property, intangible asset. These are normally regarded as non-current asset, right? Because these are used for the long-term purpose in the business. That are acquired exclusively with a view to resale shall not be classified as current until and unless it meet the criteria of held for sale. Even though if you have purchased a building, okay, it's an investment and you are aware that I want to sell this building. You know that I want to sell this building while this building is available for sale. But what is that building? The nature of the building is non-current asset. So this building will not be reclassified as current asset until and unless it meets the criteria of held for sale. Sir, what is the criteria of held for sale? We will discuss. Okay. So friends, now let's come back to the Excel file. I hope my Excel file is visible to all of you. Is it visible to all of you or not?
Yes. Yes, visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, visible.
Visual, sir.
Very good. So friends, number 1. So the classification and presentation requirement of Ind AS 105 is applicable to all NCA HFS and DGHFS, right? DGHFS. NCHFS and DGHFS, correct? The presentation requirement, the measurement requirement requirement 105 is applicable to all NCHFS and DGHFS except scoped out asset, negative list asset, right? For example, कौन से asset है? For example, Ind AS 12 और कौन सा था? Ind AS 109, Ind AS 104, Ind AS 41, right? For example, deferred tax asset, biological asset, right? Biological
Financial asset,
asset, financial asset, और
benefit expenses,
yes, plan asset, employee plan assets, ये employee benefit में होता है, and insurance asset, insurance कौन सा है? And insurance contracts, right? So friends, now which standard has an authority of classifying assets and liabilities into current and non-current, Which standard has an authority of classifying assets and liabilities into current and non-current?
as per Ind AS 1.
As per Ind AS 1. Very good. So answer is, what is the answer, Neha? Answer is Ind AS 1. Ind AS. And what is the title of Ind AS 1? Presentation
and disclosure of financial statement.
Neha, presentation of financial statement, not disclosure.
Okay.
Presentation of financial statements. You guys has to be very meticulous. Let me tell you, very meticulous. So I have interviewed more than 100 fresher chartered accountants for my company, right? And let me tell you, there are CAs who scored 70 marks, 65 marks, 75 marks in financial reporting. But sorry to say, there were few chartered accountants, fresher chartered accountants. So while they have scored good marks in financial reporting, but they were not aware about the financials and they were not aware about the reporting. मैंने पूछा financial statements क्या होते हैं? What are the component of the financial statement? They were not able to tell me. What is meant by reporting? They were not able to tell me. So the point is, whenever you study now, so this is the tip I want to give you in your student journey, in your student life, for everyone, not to a particular student, for everyone. Be very meticulous, right? And how will you be meticulous? So very meticulous about the comparison of the standards, right? For example, if you see non-current asset held for sale, so there should be a trigger in your mind. So what are the other assets which are held for sale? Inventory is always held for sale. But why inventory is not coming under Ind AS 105? Because it's a current asset held for sale. It's a current asset. It's not a non-current asset, right? So inventory is available for sale in the ordinary course of business. But this non-current asset held for sale is exceptional circumstances. When the PPE become held for sale, if something which is a PPE, property, plant and equipment, whether your intention would be to sell the PPE or to use the PPE.
Yes, to use the
To use the PPE, intention तो यूज की होती है ना PPE को लेके, कि आप PPE को यूज करोगे और फिर उससे आपको लॉन्ग टर्म बेनिफिट आएगा, right? You will get a long term benefit. So the intention is never to sold the PPE, but there are scenario when the PPE can be sold out. So when you are selling the PPE, I mean to say when it is held for sale, when it is available for sale, when it is held for sale, then of course you need to classify this as a non-current asset held for sale, right? So my dear friends, whenever you read any standard, believe me, just think about the title of that standard, think about the content of that standard, and try to link it with some real life examples. Try to link it with some examples. Okay. This is how you will be able to understand the nuances, nitty-gritties of the standard. Okay. Right. So which standard has authority? Ind AS 10, Ind AS 1 has an authority. Okay. Right. Yes. So when a non-current asset when a non-current asset, when an asset, for example, PP already classified as a non-current asset will become already classified non-current asset will become a current asset. ये क्या हुआ? Okay. So tell me, what should be the answer? When an asset, for example, PP classified as a non-current asset will become a current asset. बताओ क्या आंसर है इसका?
An asset held for sale, sir.
Yes. When, very good, Chitra, when it meets the criteria. Chitra, your mic is not working. When it meets the criteria of held for sale. Yes. When it meets the criteria of held for sale, I would like to appreciate and compliment Chitra for her answer while she is very active on the chat box and she always used to give the right answer. Very active on the chat box. Great. Fantastic batch. Absolutely fantastic batch, I would say. So when it meets the criteria of held for sale, H per Ind AS 105. Right? H per Ind AS 105. Okay. So how it will be presented? For example, this is balance sheet. This is your balance sheet. In your balance sheet, there is a non-current asset. Right? Then there is a current asset. And then there is a total, correct? So non-current asset, current asset, then total. For example, PPE. Okay. So this is the balance sheet, and this balance sheet after HFS criteria is met. After HFS criteria is met. So how this balance sheet look like? Non-current asset, nothing. Current asset, right? This PP below current asset, this PP will go as a separate line item. And what is that line item? NCA HFS is the line item. NCA HFS. And in the notes to accounts, you can disclose what is this NCA HFS? This is PPNE, right? This is PPNE. I hope it is clear to all of you.
Clear.
Very much clear.
Very much clear.
Yes. ये एग्जांपल से आपको हमेशा याद भी रहेगा, है ना?
Yes.
कि बैलेंस शीट में पीपी यहां दिखता था और एचएफएस क्राइटेरिया मीट होने के बाद पीपी यहां पहुंच गया, राइट?
Yes.
ओके, फैंटास्टिक. Friends, this term we discussed refers to individual asset as well as group of asset. Now, tell me one thing. What is the recognition criteria of any asset on this balance on this planet? There are lot many assets in the balance sheet. What is the recognition criteria for every asset? आपने कोई आउटफ्लो किया, you have done certain outflow. My question to all of you is, when that expenditure, when that outflow will be classified as an asset?
The economic benefits will flow to the
Future
enterprise.
economic benefit should be probable, right? Future economic benefit should be probable. When you are expected to get the future economic benefit from that item, then it will be classified as an asset. And cost can be measured reliably.
Measured reliably.
These are the two basic criteria for recognition of any asset on this planet. These are the two basic criteria, right? In addition to these two basic criteria, there could be some other criteria as well. But these are the minimum two basic criteria for any asset. Now, friends, tell me, when we are recognizing an item as a property, plant and equipment, let's say machinery, when we are recognizing this machinery as a PPE, what is the future economic benefit you are expecting from machinery?
The products it produces.
For the purpose of production, for the purpose of producing goods and services, production for the purpose of producing goods, right? This is the purpose of machinery, and you are recognizing machinery as an asset. You have purchased a truck. You are recognizing this truck as an asset, as a PP. What is the future economic benefit you are expecting from truck?
For the supply of
Transportation,
goods.
supply of goods, transportation of goods, right? You are recognizing inventory as an asset. What is the future economic benefit you are expecting from inventory? By sale?
By sale, yes.
So you will sell the inventory, you will get the money. So the future economic benefit is expected by way of sale only. In PPE, the future economic benefit is expected by way of use. In inventory, future economic benefit is expected by way of sale. Friends, non-current asset held for sale is also an asset. So tell me, what is the future economic benefit expected from non-current asset held for sale?
From sale of the asset?
From sale, of course. नाम ही आ रहा है ना, held for sale.
Yes, sir.
Sale proceeds. You're right, Chitra. Sale proceeds. Correct, Neha?
Yes, sir.
नाम ही आ रहा है ना, नॉन करंट एसेट हेल्ड फॉर सेल, तो इसका मतलब फ्यूचर इकोनॉमिक बेनिफिट कैसे एक्सपेक्टेड है? सेल से. ओके, सो बेसिकली यू डोंट वांट टू यूज द एसेट. If there is a property, plant and equipment which is held for sale, you are not supposed to use the asset, you are supposed to sell the asset. Okay. So an individual, and what is the definition which is given? An individual non-current asset is regarded as held for sale if its carrying amount will be recovered principally through a sale transaction rather than through a continuing use. Means the intention is to recover the carrying value principally through a sale transaction, not through the continuing use. What is meant by this line? That the carrying amount will be recovered principally through a sale transaction. For example, the value of the PPE is 1000 rupees. Okay. And it is held for sale. It is held for sale. So, whether this line item is saying that by way of sale, whatever carrying amount is there, 1000 rupees, that 1000 rupee will be recovered. Is it saying that only?
No.
Then?
It could be less than 1000 rupees.
It could be lower than, it could be more than, or it could be equal to 1000 rupees, right? When you sell that asset, it could be lower of 1000 rupees also, it could be higher than 1000 rupees also, and it could be equivalent of 1000 rupees also, right? So don't get confused with this line that its carrying amount will be recovered principally through a sale transaction rather than through a continuing use. I have not written this line. Who has written this line? Standard setters, right? So this line is written in the Ind AS 105, and that is why I have reprinted this line here. Okay. So friends, it as rightly mentioned by Sanjay, it does not mean that whatever value is there, whatever carrying amount is there, the entire money has to be recovered. It does not mean that. What it means that, whatever carrying amount is there, whatever is going to be recovered, it has to be recovered through the sale transaction, not through the use. It has to be through the sale transaction. चाहे 1000 रुपए में 10 रुपए आए, 100 रुपए आए, 500 रुपए आए, जितने भी आए, वो कैसे आएंगे? It has to be through the sale transaction, not through the continuing use, my dear friends. Okay. Is that clear or clear?
Clear.
Absolutely clear?
Clear, sir.
Absolutely.
Very much clear? Okay. Yes. A disposal group. What is a disposal group? A disposal group is a group of assets to be disposed of together as a single transaction, right? And along with the liabilities directly associated with those assets that will be transferred in the transaction slump sale. We discussed this, right? The group includes goodwill acquired in a business combination if the group is a CGU. What is a disposal group? Disposal group is like a cash generating unit, right? And in that cash generating unit, goodwill can also be there, right? Have you heard about the concept of cash
Yes, sir.
generating unit?
Yes.
From whom?
From you, sir.
Ind AS 36.
From
From
Ind AS
you.
36
Yes,
from Alok Garg, right?
From you. Yes.
Yes. सुना सुना लग रहा है, सुना सुना नहीं लग रहा ना, सुना
नहीं
सुना
सर,
लग रहा है.
सुना सुना नहीं लग रहा है, सुना सुना लग रहा है.
Yes, very good. So friends, and you know Ind AS 16, Ind AS 38, Ind AS 40, Ind AS 36 impairment, these standards have a vital role in Ind AS 105. So Neha, if a cash generating unit has a goodwill and that cash generating unit has an impairment loss, so how will you adjust your impairment loss? How will you allocate your impairment loss?
Sir, adjust with the goodwill
First, right?
first. Yes, yes.
ये सब फर्स्ट, सबसे पहले आप क्या करोगे? गुडविल एडजस्ट कर दोगे, है ना?
Yes,
For
sir.
example,
Adjust with that, sir.
for example, there is an impairment loss of 100 rupees and the value of the goodwill is 60 rupee in that cash generating unit. So you will delete 60. You
Yes,
will
sir.
allocate impairment loss of 60 to goodwill. Goodwill will become 0. What about the 40? Remaining 40?
It will be allocated proportionately to other assets.
It will be allocated proportionately to other assets. But what happens if the other asset has already a recoverable value which is more than the carrying value of that asset? Then will you allocate impairment on that asset?
No, it will not
Then
be
another asset
allocated.
not for that asset.
Yes. Then you will not include that asset for allocation. You will ignore that asset for allocation. You will allocate pro rata in the ratio of other assets, in excluding this asset, right? Okay.
Yes.
इसका मतलब आप लोगों को याद है, 3 दिन में आप भूले नहीं हो Ind AS 36.
नहीं सर, अभी 3 दिन नहीं तो भूले.
Okay, right? So friends, this is what we have discussed as a concept. Now we have moved. Now we have reached. Sir, ये है क्या held for sale? Sir, what is this held for sale classification? Now we have arrived to a recognition criteria when an asset will be classified as a held for sale asset. When an asset will be classified as a non-current asset held for sale. When a group of asset will be classified as a disposal group held for sale. Okay? Yes. So friends, an entity shall classify a non-current asset or disposal group as held for sale if its carrying amount will be recovered principally through a sale transaction rather than through a continuing use, and two recognition criteria. Asset or disposal group must be available for immediate sale in present condition and the sale must be highly probable, right? Asset or disposal group must be available for immediate sale in present condition and the sale must be highly probable. Okay. It cannot be classified as held for sale if the entity intends to sell it in a distant future. समझ आ गया आप लोगों को? सब समझ आ गया या समझाना
यस
है?
सर.
समझ आ गया? मेरे ये पीपीटी को पढ़ते ही समझ आ गया आपको? So let me explain this. For an item to be classified as a non-current asset held for sale or disposal group held for sale, two conditions should be satisfied. What are the two conditions? ISPC and HP. What is the full form of ISPC?
Immediate sale,
Immediate sale.
present condition, highly probable.
And
No.
highly probable.
No, wrong. Full form of ISPC is Internet Service Provider Company and full form of HP is Hindustan Petroleum. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Sir, for general people, for us as Ind AS lover from Alok Garg, we have ISPC and HP definition as immediate sale in present condition and highly probable.
Yes. So for me, when I was student, I was learning this ISPC as an internet service provider company, and I was learning this highly probable as a Hindustan Petroleum. Okay. But the definition which is given by Neha is absolutely right. Right. So in the context of Ind AS 105, it is immediate sale in present condition and sale is highly probable, right? Highly probable. But what is the full form on the lighter side, Neha? What is the full form on a lighter note?
Internet service provider
Company.
company of Hindustan Petroleum.
ओके राइट, तो ये आपको याद रहेगा ये वाला डेफिनेशन. ओके,
Yes, sir.
फिर उससे आप याद रख लेना इमीडिएट सेल इन प्रेजेंट कंडीशन. ओके, एंड
Yes.
सेल इज हाईली प्रोबेबल. सो लेट मी एक्सप्लेन दिस कॉन्सेप्ट. I have a building, and in the building 3 floors are there: ground floor, first floor, third, second floor. So first floor, second floor, third floor. Ground floor में parking है. I put for sale board on the third floor. Okay, I want to sell my third floor. So Neha came to me and Neha asked me that, sir, I have heard that you wanted to sell your third floor. I said, yes, Neha. But I will sell my third floor only when my fourth floor construction will get over. When my fourth floor will get constructed, then only I will sell my third floor. When my fourth floor will get constructed, then only I will sell my third floor. Now, I am asking you 2 questions. Okay, hear me properly, hear me patiently, and then you need to give your answer in yes or no of both the question. Question number 1, whether third floor is available for sale. Question number 2, whether third floor is available for sale, whether third floor is available for immediate sale in present condition. Question number 1, again I am repeating, whether third floor is available for sale. Question number 2, whether third floor is available for immediate sale in present condition. Give me the answer in yes or no.
So first question, it is available for sale.
Available for immediate sale, no.
So can you please write on the chat box yes or no only? 1 yes or no, 2 yes or no. Can everyone write on the chat box? First, I'll go with Chitra. Chitra is saying for first, yes, it is available for sale, but it is not available for immediate sale in present condition. Neha has also given the same answer. Naman has also given the same answer. Yes. What about Akshay? Akshay is only saying no. So Akshay, are you saying no for both?
No, sir.
For first, you are saying yes.
Yes.
Okay. Bibu has also given the same answer for first, yes, second. Absolutely right. Yes, it is available for sale, but it is not available for immediate sale in present condition. It is not available for immediate sale in present condition. Okay. अभी तुरंत के लिए अवेलेबल नहीं है सेल के लिए. इमीडिएट अभी की कंडीशन में अवेलेबल नहीं है, वैसे अवेलेबल है सेल के लिए, राइट? So friends, the first criteria is asset or disposal group must be available for immediate sale in present condition, right? It cannot be classified as held for sale if the entity wants to sell in distant future. जब मेरा फोर्थ फ्लोर कंस्ट्रक्शन कंप्लीट हो गई तब मैं बेचूंगा. In that case, no, right? Now the point is, how will you assess that yes, it is available for immediate sale in present condition? So standard says that to qualify for classification as held for sale, it must be available for immediate sale in present condition, subject only to the terms that are usual and customary for sale of such asset or disposal group. For example, while the building, the third floor is available for immediate sale in present condition, for example. Whether it mean that if me as a owner is already living on the third floor, right, and I want to sell my third floor, so whether I should start throwing my items, throwing my belongings from the balcony, कि नहीं ये तो प्रेजेंट कंडीशन में इमीडिएटली अवेलेबल होना चाहिए सेल के लिए, या तो क्या करूंगा मैं, बालकनी से अपना सामान फेंकना शुरू कर दूंगा, राइट, because it has to be available for immediate sale in present condition. So standard says that it must be available for immediate sale in present condition subject to the terms that are usual and customary. For example, when you purchase a property, there is a token money which you will give, there will be an agreement to sell, there will be registry which will take around 15 days, 1 month, 2 months, whatever, right? So if there is a usual and customary period which is required, process which is required, it can be there, right? Okay. For example, when I'm selling my building, so while I have done the agreement to sell and I asked for 60 days time. Okay. So I will vacate the building in 60 days and transfer the building in the name of the buyer, right? That is okay. Correct. This is taken to mean that entity currently, what is meant by available for immediate sale in present condition? It means that entity currently has the intention and ability to transfer the asset or disposal group to a buyer in the present condition. Right? Intention and ability must be there. So tell me one thing. In my example, when I wanted to sell my third floor, but I told that I will not sell my third floor until and unless my fourth floor construction will get completed. Tell me in this case, whether my intention is missing or my ability is missing.
Ability is missing.
Again, I am asking whether my intention is missing or ability is missing.
Intention is missing.
Intention is missing. I am the legal owner of the third floor. If I want to sell, I can completely sell, right? Who stops me? It is not the ability, it is my intention which is missing. I am talking about available for immediate sale in present condition. It is my intent which is missing, not the ability which is missing. Example number 2. Sanjay has purchased a plot in a society. In a society means जहां पर घर सब बने हुए हैं वहां पर संजय ने एक प्लॉट खरीदा. Sanjay has purchased a plot. And that plot was vacant. And the neighbors were using that plot as a parking. Right? Neighbors were enjoying. They are throwing their garbage in that plot. They are using that plot for the parking purposes. They have the full ventilation for their house because it was a vacant plot. Now Sanjay has purchased the plot. Now Sanjay wants to construct a building. So now the neighbor will face some issue. Neighbor को problem होगी नहीं होगी बताओ?
Yes, sir.
होगी, बिल्कुल होगी. Yes. So neighbor will face some problem because Sanjay wants to do a construction. Sanjay is the legal owner of the plot. So when Sanjay wanted to start the construction, the neighbors put a litigation in the court. The neighbors put a litigation in the court, and court has put a stay on the plot. For any activity, the court has put a stay on the plot. Friends, now Sanjay is frustrated. Sanjay wants to sell this plot in any condition because Sanjay is somebody who doesn't believe in litigation, arguments, right? Fights. He is a very calm and composed guy. And now he wants to sell this plot in any condition, even at a price below than the purchase price. My dear friends, whether that plot is available for immediate sale in present condition, you need to check intent and ability. Both should be there. Whether in this case, intention and ability both is there.
Their intention is there, but ability can't be.
Yes, intention is there, but ability is not there. Why ability is not there? Because
Because of a stay order.
Because of the stay in the court of the law, because the court has given a stay order, right? And that is why Sanjay will not be able to transfer this plot in the name of the anyone, in the name of the buyer, until and unless this stay will be cancelled, right? So the point is, in this case, intention is there. He has a great intention. I am telling you, he has an intention, and he even wants to sell this plot at a price which is lower than the market price, lower than the purchase price. Okay, so he has a full intention, but he has a full intention, but he does not have a ability, right? So whether it is intention or ability, or intention and ability,
And
Intention and ability.
intention and ability. So my dear friends, when a fresher chartered accountant came for an interview, right? So the first question I used to ask him, have you read Ind AS 105 non-current asset held for sale in discontinued operation? He said, yes, sir. It was a very simple and sweet standard, and I have read that. Then I'm throwing an example to him that, listen, I have, so my company has a factory. Okay. So he said, okay, sir. And, I wanted to sell my factory because I'm in urgent need of money. But there are some parties who have litigated that factory in the court of law, and the court has put a stay on that factory. And I as a company urgently in a need of the money, and I wanted to sell the factory at any cost. So tell me whether this factory will continue to be classified as a PP&E, or this factory will be classified as a non-current asset held for sale. And to confuse that participant, to confuse that candidate, I used to repeatedly tell him 3-4 times, it is available for sale. It is available for sale. Right. So friends, out of 9 participants, out of 10 will tell me, sir, it will be classified as a non-current asset held for sale. Right. But you as my student, what you will say?
Sir,
PPNE.
we will
PP.
verify
be-
it with 2 conditions. First, intention, and the second, ability.
Yes.
Here it have intention, but his
Yes.
ability has been restricted due to
Yes, very good. Due to the stay order of the court, right? So well explained, Bibhu. This is how you need to explain in the interview also. And friends, having a step back, when you will go for interview, when you will pass the final exam, and believe me, your examiner is also your interviewer. Your examiner will also confuse you. The same example which I am telling you, this will be printed in your examination paper, and it will 3-4 times it will tell you the company wants to sell this factory at any cost. They are desperate. They wanted to sell, blah, 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 blah. So if you are weak in understanding, you will become weak in the paper also. Right? So friends, it has to be intention and ability, both. Both. Is that clear or clear?
Clear.
Absolutely clear?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely clear.
Yes, absolutely clear. Very good. So now let me take one more example with all of you. Friends, I have a factory, okay, and Akshay came to me and I wanted to sell my factory. I put a for sale board outside my factory also. I have also given some advertisement on the newspaper. Sanjay came to me. Sorry, not Sanjay, this time Akshay. Akshay came to me. He told that, sir, I have heard that you wanted to sell your factory. I said, yes, Akshay. So Akshay told that, sir, I wanted to buy this factory. I want to buy. I told Akshay, I will sell this factory only when my buyer order will get completed. I have some buyer orders. I have some pending orders, and I will complete the order. Then I will sell the factory. So Akshay asked, sir, how much time it will take in completing the buyer orders? I said 6 months. So I'll put the raw material, there is a processing time, then the finished goods will come, then I'll sell. So it will take around 6 months. My question to all of you is whether the factory is available for sale. Question number 2, whether the factory is available for immediate sale in present condition.
Yes, it is available for sale in present condition.
No. So 2 questions I have asked. That whether my factory is available for sale, question number 1. Question number 2, whether the factory is available for immediate sale in present condition.
Not available for sale or in immediate condition. Yes.
It is available for sale, but not for immediate sale in present condition. Right?
Right.
Now Akshay has given me an idea. Listen what idea he has given to me. So Akshay has given me an idea and Akshay told, sir, can you do one thing? What I can do, can you please give me the list of the pending order and list of the buyer? Instead of you continue it for 6 months, so please provide me a list of the buyer. Please provide me the order list and I will complete these pending orders to the buyer, and whatever profit you are generating from these orders, I will give that profit. I will pass on the profit to you as well. Right? I got convinced with Sanjay's idea, Akshay's idea. I got convinced with Akshay's idea. Friends, I'm ready to sell this factory now because I'm happy with Sanjay's idea and I have transferred all the pending order to Akshay, and Akshay will deliver all, Akshay will complete, Akshay will fulfill all these orders. Now my question is, tell me whether now this factory is available for immediate sale in present condition.
Yes.
How it can be, sir?
Yes.
Akshay, is it available for immediate sale in present condition? Naman,
Yes, sir. It is.
Naman, what's your view?
Yes, sir.
Yes, now it is available for immediate sale in present condition. मतलब जिस भी हालत में है, अक्षय ने मेरे को क्या बोला? अक्षय ने मुझे बोला कि सर जिस हालत में है आप मुझे दे दो, मैं पूरे कर दूंगा बायर के ऑर्डर. राइट? सो व्हाट इज मीन बाय प्रेजेंट कंडीशन? प्रेजेंट कंडीशन का मतलब जिस भी हालत में है, जिस भी हालत में है वो आप मुझे दे दो. राइट? While whether available for immediate sale means that if Akshay has convinced me today, after 2 hours I will transfer him the factory. Answer is no. There could be some usual and customary time for sale of such asset. There will be some usual and customary process. So now I got convinced. Now he will negotiate with me. We will discuss the commercials. We will discuss the commercials. Okay. We will discuss the commercials. Then we will enter into agreement to sell. Then we will get the factory registered in the name of the Akshay. Right? So there will be some time which will take. So that is okay. Right, guys?
Yes.
Completely
Right.
clear?
Clear.
Okay,
Yes,
very
sir.
good. Very good. Sale is highly probable, we'll discuss, but before that, let's discuss some case study. An entity is committed to a plan to sell a factory. The production cycle is 6 months. Means whenever you enter raw material, it will be converted into finished goods in 6 months.
6 months. In 6 months.
And pollutants are involved, means the chimneys are getting polluted. The machineries are getting polluted. Okay. The company must meet its existing order. Means क्या मतलब है इसका? The company must meet its existing order means whatever pending order is there,
It
right?
can't deny.
Pending orders must be completed before the sale.
Yes, pending order must be completed before transfer, before sale. Okay. मतलब 6 महीने तो लगेंगे.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Dismantling the equipment and cleaning up the pollution will put the facility out of action for 6 months. And आपको जब बेचोगे, बेचना चाहोगे, then you need to clean up the factory also, otherwise it will not be sold out and it will also take 6 months. does the factory meet the criterion of available for immediate sale in present condition?
No,
No, sir.
Why no?
because there are the orders which are pending for 6 months. It will take 6 months.
So
So the
there
other
are
thing,
orders also, and there is a dismantling and cleaning
Evening time
activity.
also.
but isn't that customary thing? Customary for
No, it
sales?
is not a customary thing. Na? So if you have to sell this factory, so of course you need to correct it, you need to fix that, right? You need to fix that. Okay. So no, the fact that several months must be spent fulfilling existing order and then dismantling and cleaning the factory means that it is not available for immediate sale in the present condition. Therefore, the factory cannot be classified as held for sale at the date of the decision to sell. It is not the normal cleaning, Sanjay. It is the cleaning of dismantling and cleaning of the entire plant and machinery. मतलब होता है ना, कुछ कॉम्प्लेक्स पार्ट होते हैं जिनको पहले डिसमेंटल किया जाता है, फिर क्लीन किया जाता है, फिर उसको फिक्स किया जाता है. इट इज नॉट अ सिंपल प्रोसेस.
Okay,
इट
right.
इज नॉट अ झाड़ू मारना टाइप क्लीनिंग. इट इज नॉट अ झाड़ू पोछा क्लीनिंग. इट इज अ complex cleaning. It is a complex cleaning which require dismantling also. Right?
Right.
Okay. So of course this is out of this is not available for immediate sale in present condition. Okay. This is not available for immediate sale in present condition. ये ISPC नहीं है. An entity is committed to a plan to sell its headquarter, means head office, means building, and has initiated action to find a buyer. Okay. The entity intends to transfer the building to a buyer after it vacate the building. The time to vacate is normal. बताइए ISPC कंडीशन मेट हो रही या नहीं हो रही?
Yes.
Yes. मैंने आपको क्या बोला? क्या करेंगे? इसका मतलब ये थोड़ी बालकनी से कूदना स्टार्ट कर देंगे और सामान फेंकना स्टार्ट कर देंगे. नो.
मिल जाएगा.
The time to vacate is normal. Okay. So the condition is met at the plan commitment date. Okay. ISPC condition is met. Situation number 2. The entity will continue to use the building until a new head office building is built. The building will not be transferred till the time construction is completed. Until the construction is completed. ISPC condition met or not met?
The intention, no. There is no intention, but ability is they can sell, but there is no intention.
Yes. So
Condition
since it is not available for immediate sale in present condition, right? It is not available because the company says that I will continue to use the building till the time new head office building is built, right? So you can say that probably ability is also not there because they want to operate in an office, or it is a very subjective thing. They can operate in a rental office also, but the point is, of course, they don't have intention. They are saying that I will continue to use till the time my new head office is built. So to cut a long story short, it is debatable whether intent is missing or ability is missing. But of course, something is missing. It is not available for immediate sale in present condition. Correct? सही है ना?
Yes.
Okay. An entity is committed to a plan to sell a manufacturing facility. क्या मतलब है manufacturing facility का? Factory. An entity is committed to a plan to sell a factory and has initiated action to locate a buyer. But there is a backlog of customer order. Situation number 1. The entity wants to sell the factory with its operation and any uncompleted order will transfer to the buyer. Tell me ISPC met or not met?
Met.
ISPC met, sir.
Met. ये अक्षय वाली कंडीशन है जो अक्षय ने मुझे बोला.
Second वाली.
The condition is met. Situation number 2. The entity wants to sell the factory but without its operation and does not want to transfer it until and unless it eliminates the backlog of customer order.
It does not meet.
Does not meet the criteria,
yes.
Sir.
The delay means that the factory is not available for immediate sale in present condition and thus the criteria is not met till the time the operation will cease, operation will complete. Okay. So it is not meeting the criteria of ISPC. It is not meeting the criteria of ISPC. Is that clear? Absolutely clear?
Clear.
Completely clear?
Yes, sir.
Very
Yes.
much clear?
Very much
So
clear.
we have completed one criteria, which is ISPC. We have completed one criteria, which is ISPC, right? So let me prepare quick notes for all of you, right? So that you will refer this. When you will refer this.
Sir, there's a question.
Yes, Akshay.
Sir, I came to you. You said that I have a backlog of orders for 3 months. Okay. But I came to you on 20th of March and we agreed on a term that let's make an agreement that I will transfer you the property after 3 months. I have given you a token amount also. Now, how should we recognize it? Because India says that you are unable to do right now, you have to classify it as PPE. But we have a specific agreement which is to be fulfilled after 3 months. Now, what is the situation on
Yes.
31st March?
So while if I say that, when I'll complete the second part, sale is highly probable, you will get probably your answer. But so let me answer you right away. So in accounting, there is a concept of substance over form, right?
Yes.
In the form, it is not available for immediate sale in present condition. But in the substance, I have identified a buyer also. And
Yes.
when buyer agreed himself that not to worry, you can transfer me after 3 months, after 6 months, whatever, right? So buyer has given me token money also. It means I have already entered into an agreement to transfer this asset. I have already entered into an agreement to transfer this asset, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
मैं ऑलरेडी एग्रीमेंट में एंटर हो चुका हूं, है ना?
Yes, sir.
और मैं बायर के साथ मेरा डिस्कशन भी हो चुका है एंड आई हैव टोल्ड बायर दैट so I have the pending order and buyer told me not to worry, you can complete your order and you can transfer me that property. Okay. So friends, while if you go typically by the standard, it says that even if a firm purchase commitment has already been entered, even if a firm purchase commitment has already been entered, means even the agreement to sell has been entered, even on that day, it will not be classified as held for sale, right? It will not be classified as held for sale. It says that. Okay. So the point is, sir, what we will do, whether it will be an asset, it will continue to be an asset, but it will be an asset in the category of PPNE. It will not be transferred in the category of NCA HFS. It will be in the category of PPNE, right? But when everything is clear from my side and why this is there, let me tell you. While we have entered into agreement, everything is there that we have to you need to transfer this property after 6 months. But what happened if due to some scenario, due to some situation, I will not be able to transfer after 6 months? What will happen then? Right? So standard says that because this has some implication and you will be able to understand the implication when I will cover the next part, sale is highly probable, and when I will cover the measurement part. Right? So that is why standard says that even though if you have entered into an agreement, even though in that case the criteria, this ISPC criteria will not be met, right? For example, let me show you this. Let me show you the second part, situation number 2. Can you see situation number 2, Akshay? The entity will continue to use the building until a new head office is built. The building will not be transferred until construction is completed. So what happened in this? This delay demonstrated building is not available for immediate sale and thus the criteria is not met even if a firm purchase commitment. What is a firm purchase commitment? Binding agreement. Agreement to sell has already been entered into. You have already entered into an agreement with me. ठीक है सर, जब आपका नया हेड ऑफिस बनेगा तब ट्रांसफर कर देना मुझे, ठीक है ना? आज के डेट में आप मेरे से टोकन ले लो, अग्रीमेंट कर लो, right? Even though in today's date, I will not be transferred this as a non-current asset held for sale, right? But when my new head office will build and still I have a time to transfer this property, in that case, on that date, on that situation, on that date, it will be classified as held for sale. And what is the implication, you will be able to understand when I'll cover that part. Okay?
Okay.
Is that clear? But answering you in an objective manner? Answer is no. Right? It is not meeting the criteria for held for sale. Okay? Yes. NCHFS. What is my NCHFS or DGHFS? The NCHFS means, what is meant by NCHFS? Your carrying amount of the asset is recovered principally through the sale transaction. Right? Carrying amount of the asset is recovered principally through the sale transaction. Okay? Right. So, what we have discussed then? हमने क्या डिस्कस किया उसके बाद? हमने डिस्कस किया. So, the amount recovered, note, important note, the amount recovered may be equal to, less than, or more than the carrying amount also. Okay? Amount also. Right, friends? So, question, when a non-current asset will be classified as held for sale? When a non-current asset will be classified as held for sale? Question. Non-current asset को हम कब classify करेंगे as a held for sale? बताओ.
When it is available for
Especially-
immediate.
Classified.
ISPC HP.
Yes, very good. Held for this. ISPC and HP. So there are two criteria. Classification criteria is ISPC and HP. Classification criteria. Answer. Classification criteria. What is my classification criteria? ISPC and HP. ISPC and HP. Okay, both. ISPC and HP both. What is meant by ISPC?
Immediate sale in its present condition, and HP highly probable.
Immediate sale in present condition. Immediate sale in present condition, and sale is highly probable. And HP means
Highly probable.
highly probable. Highly probable. Immediate sale in present condition, and it is available for immediate sale in present condition, and sale is highly probable. Available for immediate sale in present condition, and sale is highly probable. Right? Right. And what is meant by available for immediate sale in present condition? This condition shows the availability for sale, which is depending on the intent and ability. So this condition shows the availability of sale, which is depending on what? Intent
Intention and ability.
and ability. Which is depending on intent and ability. Right? Now coming to the next condition. Sale is highly probable, and sale must be highly probable. So one condition we discussed, sir. What is this condition? Sale is highly probable. Friends, sale is highly probable. The ISPC shows intent and ability, and the highly probable HP shows the execution. You understand meaning of word execution? means how to execute, right? So जो आपका ISPC है, ISPC is largely talking about whether this asset is available for immediate sale in present condition or not. It talks about intent and ability. But the real work starts in HP, highly probable. And standard says that sale will become highly probable when 5 condition will be satisfied. And let me take an example of Chitra. Chitra is a chartered accountant. Okay. So she went for an audit. The CFO of the company, CFO of the listed company called Chitra, that madam, I wanted to classify my factory building as a held for sale. So then Chitra asked a question that, sir, do you have the intent and ability to sell this asset? So the CFO told, yes, madam. We are the legal owner, and we also want to sell this property, right? Our intention is also there, and we are also able. There is no dispute, nothing. The paper are not mortgaged with the bank, nothing, right? So if you want to sell, we can sell immediately, and we wanted to sell. So Chitra said, okay, means the condition of immediate sale in present condition is meeting. You have an intention, you have an ability. But whether the sale is highly probable, then CFO asked Chitra, madam, what do you mean by sale is highly probable? Then Chitra told, okay, sir, let me ask you some question, and you need to answer me for those questions. You need to answer me those questions. Okay. You need to answer me. She said, okay. So the CFO told, okay. So then she asked some questions. Right? Chitra, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. Then she asked some questions. Question number 1. Whether your management is committed to a plan to sell the asset. Whether your management is committed to a plan to sell the asset. So CFO asked, what do you mean by this? So then Chitra told, sir, whether this sale is approved in the board meeting. So CFO told, yes, madam, you can send your article, he can check our board minutes, and in the board minutes, the sale of factory building is already approved. Correct? You guys are checking the board minutes now? When you go to the audit, when you go for the audit, you must be checking the board minutes also, right?
Yes.
Yeah. To see if there is any major decision which is taken, so that your financial statements are covering those decisions or not. Second question Chitra asked. Chitra said, okay, I understood that the management is committed to sell the asset. The second question she asked, whether active program to locate a buyer has been started. So then Chitra asked, have you guys started searching buyer? So the CFO told, yes, ma'am. You can see we have already published the sale of the property advertisement on our website. We have also get it listed on the proptiger.com, magicbrick.com, right? 99acres.com, right? Third, we have also, get this advertisement in the leading newspapers that we want to sell this factory building. So, and we have also given this contract to some big property dealers. Okay. So she said, okay. So when I'll come for the audit, you can show me those proofs. He said, okay, ma'am. Right. So the active program started for searching a buyer also. Actively marketed for sale at a price which is reasonable in relation to fair value. See, asked the third question. CFO is asking, madam, what do you mean by this? So Chitra told, the price which you are asking for this property, is it reasonable in respect to the market value? Or let's say market value is 100 crore and you are asking 150 crore. तो क्या कोई प्रॉपर्टी खरीदेगा क्या?
No, sir.
No.
Of course no. So you wanted to sell your building, okay, and you know that the price in the market is 1 crore rupee for that kind of a building in that area of that size, and your asking price is 2.5 crore. 2.5 crore. Your asking price is 2.5 crore. Tell me, anybody will purchase your building?
No, sir.
It means you are just making fool of investors, users. You just want to digress them, right? So see, these conditions are very important, right? So once you decided it is available for immediate sale in present condition, and you wanted to classify that asset as a separate line item under current asset, right? So when did you reclassify? When you guys should be committed to sell. Number two, you have started searching a buyer, and you have also kept a price which is reasonable in respect to market value. So CFO told, yes, madam, we got the valuation done, and the valuation report says that the market value is almost 100 crores, and our asking price is also in that tune. So our asking price is 105 crore, but whenever the buyer will come, he will have some negotiation, and we will be happy to do that negotiation, right? Okay. She said okay. Then the fourth question. She asked, do you believe that your transaction will get completed as a complete sale within 1 year from the date of classification is held for sale? So do you expect that? CFO told, yes, ma'am. We have already started searching a buyer. We are at an advanced stage of talking to some buyers also. Our price is reasonable, right? So kind of efforts which we have put in, it is very much likely that we will be able to complete this transaction within 1 year. Within how many years? Within 1 year from the date of classification is held for sale. Right? Second part, subject to outside entities control, I'll take it later on. Fifth question she asked. Tell me whether your plan for sale will still continue or it will not, or don't you think it will change? CFO told, ma'am, our actions are indicating that our sale plan will not change. Means, ma'am, you can see that we have already transferred all our workers to a new factory, right? We have stopped doing the production. Okay. We have heavily invested in the new factory. So why we will continue the production in the old factory also, right? So whether the action required to complete the plan indicate that the plan will not be significantly changed or it will not be withdrawn in future. So with these 5 conditions, if these 5 conditions are meeting, you can say that the sale is highly probable. So guys, have you understood the interaction of Chitra and the CFO?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes. This is one of the way and one of the trick to understand the concepts which covers multiple condition. ये भी एक trick होती है. Right? When you will become a teacher, you can adopt this trick as well. When there are multiple condition, instead of only giving the condition, you can convert those dialogue into a dialogue between the two person, between the auditee and the auditor. Right? I hope it is clear to everyone. Whether these 5 conditions are clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Clear.
Very much clear? Yeah?
Yes.
Akshay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So now you will be very happy to see that I will show you one annual report where you will see all these aspects on a live basis. Do you want to see that annual report?
Yes.
Okay, so let's have a break. It's 8:45 now. Let's have a break of 12 minutes and we will start at 8:57. Okay, right? And then I will show you the annual report. Okay. The annual report from one of the large listed companies. Please confirm if the annual report is visible. Is it visible?
No, yes, now it is visible. Yes.
Yes. This annual report is for Ultratech Cement. Have you heard about Ultratech Cements?
Yes.
It's a Kumar Mangalam Birla company. It's a Birla Group company. Have you heard about this company?
Yes. Yes. Heard it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So let me take you to the balance sheet first. I hope the balance sheet is also visible.
Yeah, visible.
If you see the balance sheet starts with non-current asset, and there are a lot of non-current assets in the balance sheet. Then there is a current asset, and after the current asset, there is a separate line item. So Bibhu, I am showing Ultratech Cements annual report. Okay. So in Ultratech Cements annual report, this is a large listed company annual report. So there is a non-current asset, there is a current asset, and after current asset, there is a separate line item. What is the name of this line item? Note number 52.
Yeah, non-current assets classified as held for sale.
Non-current asset classified as held for sale. Okay, 9.45 crores. Okay. So have you seen this line item which I have already explained you? That when it becomes held for sale, it has to be shown under current asset as a separate line item. Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now let me take you to the accounting policy. Yes. Non-current asset or disposal group classified as held for sale. Can you see this accounting policy?
Yes.
The company classifies non-current asset as held for sale if their carrying amount will be recovered principally through a sale transaction rather than through a continuing use. Have you heard about these lines?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. सुना लग रहा है ना?
सुना लग रहा है सर.
Yes. So whatever I have explained you, whatever you are learning as a student, these are printed in a large listed company annual report. I have not written this annual report. Okay. This condition is regarded as met only. This condition is regarded as met only when two conditions will be satisfied. कौन सी दो condition? When the asset is available for
Sale.
immediate sale in present condition, ISPC.
ISPC HP. Yes.
Yeah, ISPC HP. Immediate sale in present condition, subject only to the terms that are usual and customary for sale of such asset, and its sale is highly probable. HP. Such asset or group of assets oblique liabilities are presented separately in the balance sheet in the line asset or disposal group held for sale and liabilities included in disposal group held for sale respectively. Right? This we will talk later on. Right? The remaining part I will show you थोड़े टाइम के बाद because अभी मैंने वो cover नहीं किया है. Right? Now can we go to note number 52?
Yes.
Note number 52 is a magical note. Note number 52, asset held for disposal. 105. The company has identified certain assets like land, right? Aggregate mines, coal washery, etc., which are available for sale in its present condition. जिस भी हालत में है, जिस भी अवस्था में है, उसी हालत में सेल के लिए अवेलेबल है. Which are available for sale in the present condition. Okay. The company is committed to plan the sale of asset. Remember Chitra, first point. Management is committed to plan the sale of the asset. Yeah?
Yes.
So the company is committed to plan the sale of asset and an active program to locate a buyer and complete the plan have been initiated. Right? Are you able to resonate? Are you able to connect the
Yes.
condition which I have explained you and the condition which is written here?
Yes, sale is highly probable.
Right? So the company is committed to plan the sale of asset and active program to locate a buyer and complete the plan have been started, and the company expect to dispose of these assets in the due course of time, means less than 1 year. Right? Less than 1 year. So friends, have you got some comfort after looking at your disclosures in the large listed company annual report?
Yes, very much.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Of balance sheet size of what? So the balance sheet size is 80,416 crores, 80,000 crore balance sheet size. Yeah. Have you enjoyed these disclosures? Have you enjoyed this discussion?
Yes, of course.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Right. So yes,
Yes.
this was, yeah. Any question? Okay. Yes. So let's discuss this example from ICAI study material. At the end of the reporting period, ABC Company's board of directors has approved a plan to sell a non-current asset. Okay, the board has approved. The eventual disposal requires approval by a majority of company's shareholders through a formal vote, which will take place after the reporting period. The eventual disposal requires approval by a majority of company's shareholders through a formal vote, which will take place after the reporting period. Right? So while the directors have approved a plan, but the disposal will require approval by the majority of the company shareholder, which will take place after the reporting date. At the end of the reporting date, a majority of the company shareholder have provided the company with signed irrevocable agreement stating that they will vote in favor of the disposal. Right. So while formally these shareholders are supposed to vote after the end of the reporting date, but before the reporting date, these shareholders have entered into an irrevocable agreement stating that they are happy with this transaction and they will vote in the favor. Reporting date से पहले. So friends, अगर इन्होंने ये irrevocable agreement दे दिया साइन करके reporting date से पहले ही, so tell me, in that case, whether this approval is likely or not likely?
So it seems to be likely, but there should be a board resolution, proper board resolution,
There should be?
a proper board resolution.
No, so board ने तो कर दिया. So board has already approved. There is a board resolution. Board has already done that. After
Okay.
board, shareholder needs to approve. Right? So
Then
shareholder has to approve after the board, after the reporting date. Right? So, but now shareholder has already given the consent also through the agreement. While they will participate in the formal voting process, shareholder के लिए तो जनरल मीटिंग बुलानी पड़ती है ना.
Yes.
बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स के लिए बोर्ड मीटिंग होती है, शेयरहोल्डर के लिए बोर्ड मीटिंग नहीं होती. शेयरहोल्डर के लिए एजीएम जनरल मीटिंग होती है ना.
Yes.
So they will approve in the formal meeting, but before meeting, before the end of the reporting date, they have given the irrevocable signed agreement stating that they will sign in the favor. They will vote in the favor. So
Then it is
technically
highly
speaking, उनका
probable.
approval तो हो ही गया ना.
Yes.
Yes. So the highly probable test is met because the shareholder have irrevocably committed to approving the transaction, and therefore the vote by shareholder is merely a formality. Right? This is what this example wanted to indicate. Friends, now you remember when Chitra was having a dialogue with the CFO, and there was a fourth condition which says that do you expect that the sale will be completed within 1 year from the date of classification?
Yes.
Right? That is it likely that the transaction will be completed as a complete sale within 1 year from the date of classification. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. But one point was also written there. Subject to event outside entity's control. Means even though the sale is not completed within 1 year, even though the sale is not completed within 1 year, still it will be classified as held for sale, right? But in two circumstances, so there is an exception to 1 year rule. What is the exception to 1 year rule? Let me tell it. Let me explain that. An extension of the period to complete sale may extend beyond 1 year due to circumstances outside the entity's control. So what are the circumstances outside the entity's control? There are two circumstances. Number one, unexpected circumstances delayed the sale or disposal of asset or disposal group held for sale. Unexpected circumstances. Can you tell me the example of one of the unexpected circumstances which has hit the entire world?
COVID.
Yes, COVID. So friends, when the COVID came, there was a lockdown everywhere. In India, the lockdown happened on 23rd March 2020, and the registrar office, courts, government offices, everything was locked down. And people were scared, right? And this registrar office were locked for the number of months. Why? Because of the lot of people movement. In for the registry, right? कभी आप गए हो रजिस्ट्री ऑफिस? कभी आपने कोई प्रॉपर्टी की रजिस्ट्री कराने के लिए या एग्रीमेंट रजिस्टर कराने के लिए रेंट का कभी गए हो आप?
Yes.
Have you ever been there?
Yes.
You must have seen lot of crowd, lot of people there, right?
Yes.
So huge number of people. If you go to Ghaziabad registrar office, Delhi registrar office, Gurgaon registrar office, you will see number of people, right? So friends, in the COVID time, so due to COVID, due to natural calamities, is it within the control of the entity if the transaction is delayed?
No.
So these natural calamities, COVID, these kind of things are not within the control of the entity. Right? So unexpected circumstances delayed the sale or disposal of asset or disposal group held for sale. Right? Second, unexpected condition imposed by the buyer or third party after the firm purchase commitment is obtained. So first one is on the event outside the entity control, which is more like a natural calamities or other aspect, regulatory aspect, okay, which is not within the control of the entity. Second is from the buyer side. Unexpected condition imposed by the buyer or third party after the firm purchase commitment is obtained. What is meant by firm purchase commitment? Binding agreement. Okay, binding agreement. After binding agreement has been entered. Okay. After firm purchase commitment is obtained, after binding agreement is entered, right? So friends, for example, there was a factory which is held for sale, held for immediate sale in present condition. Okay. So the buyer was identified, the agreement to sale was entered, and there was a binding agreement. Means if any party denies to fulfill the contract, that party has to bear the penalties. That party has to bear a lot of penalties. Okay. So what happened? After 3 months, the buyer requested seller that you are operating this plant since last 25 years. Can you do a favor for me? Can you please get this plant cleaned up? Can you please get this plant cleaned up? Can you please clean this plant? So the seller told, I can do, but if I have to clean this plant, if I will clean this plant, it will take at least 15 months. It will take at least 15 months. So the seller told, not to worry, right? Not to worry. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Not to worry. I'm okay with that. This is what seller told. So in this case, even though the sale transaction will completed beyond 1 year, still it will continue to be classified as held for sale. And my dear friends, logical or not? This is logical also, na? Already
Yes.
there is an agreement to sell, right? There is a binding sales agreement. The only thing is on some buyer request, the seller is executing something and it will have some delays. So how does it matter? The sale transaction has already been fixed. It has already been concluded, right? So how does it matter if the buyer will get the property transferred after 8 months or after 15 months? How does it matter, right? So in those scenarios, it will continue to be classified as non-current asset held for sale. I hope this is clear to all of you. I
Clear.
hope this is completely clear to all of you. Is that clear, guys?
Clear.
Very much clear?
Yes.
Clear.
Very good. Very good. So friends, let's discuss one of the case study on this aspect as well. Kejri Vidyut Limited, an energy sector company, is committed to selling one of its business lines. Is committed to sell one of the business lines. This requires regulatory approval. Whether regulators are within the control of the entity?
No. No.
Of course, no. It could take more than 12 months to obtain this approval. इस अप्रूवल को ऑब्टेन करने में 12 महीने से ज्यादा भी लग सकते हैं. नॉर्मली नहीं लगते, बट 12 महीने से ज्यादा भी लग सकते हैं. However, a firm purchase commitment must have been signed before approval can be obtained. However, a firm purchase commitment, a binding agreement must have been signed before approval can be obtained. A binding agreement must have been signed. Okay. A binding agreement must have been signed. In the present case, sale is highly probable within a year. Sale is highly probable within a year, but even if it will not take beyond, if the approval will not come within 1 year, in this situation, the condition for an exception to 1 year rule will apply. As the sale is highly probable, it may be classified as held for sale even though it extends beyond 1 year. Even though it extends beyond 1 year, right? Is that clear?
Yes. Clear.
Yeah. An entity is committed to sell a manufacturing factory, but after a firm purchase commitment is obtained, after a binding agreement is entered, the buyer inspection identifies some environmental damage that must be made good, and this will extend beyond 1 year. However, the entity has initiated appropriate procedure to repair the environmental damage and the sale remain highly probable. As the sale is highly probable, it can be classified as held for sale, right? Even though it extends beyond 1 year.
Right.
Correct? Same example which I have already covered. Same example. Okay. So friends, any doubt, any question up to this level?
No, sir.
Sanjay, Akshay, Vibhu, Neha, Chitra,
No, sir, no doubt.
Naman,
Clear.
Rahul. Okay, great. Yes. So friends, there is a concept of abandoned asset also in this standard. Have you heard about the word abandon?
Yes.
क्या होता है abandon का मतलब हिंदी में? छोड़ देना.
Yes. छोड़ देना.
Right? So what is the concept of abandoned asset? Let me explain you. And this is a kind of a clarification given in this standard. Because of some mistakes, because of some issues from the companies, the standard setter has to come for a clarification. Right? Have you heard about Ludhiana and Panipat? These two places?
Yes.
In
Yes, sir.
Ludhiana and Panipat, there are some woolen mills. Right? There are some woolen mills.
Yeah, it's a hub of woolen
It's a hub of woolen
entity.
product. Yes. So they have 3 machines. So one of the factory in Ludhiana and Panipat, they have 3 machines. Machine number 1, 2, and 3. There are 3 machines. Okay. Friends, in the winter season, there is a heavy demand of woolen clothes. But in the summer season, the demand got declined. Right. So what this company do every year, the company in the summer season for 7-8 months, the company packed up these 2, machine number 2 and machine number 3. The company pack up this machine number 2 and machine number 3, and what this company do? Pack up करके इसको रख देती है, right? And this company is only continue to produce the woolen product from machine number 1 for the entire year. And this machine number 2 and 3 will be used when the demand will be picked up. For example, in case of a winter season. Okay. Now the question is whether machine number 2 and 3 is a held for sale asset.
No.
Answer is absolutely no. मैंने आपसे याद है 2 क्वेश्चन पूछे थे. Whether it is available for sale. Question number 2. Whether it is available for immediate sale in present condition. ये तो question number 1 भी नहीं है. Right?
Yes.
This is even no in case of question number 1 also. So this machine is not even available for sale. This machine is known as an abandoned machine, abandoned asset. Right? So friends, this is the concept of abandoned asset. Standard says that these kind of assets which are not in a use and they have to become in a use when the demand will picked up. In case of a demand, they will be used. So these assets are not for the purpose of the sale. These assets are for the purpose of use, and hence these will be classified as an abandoned asset. Means these are the abandoned asset. These are not the non-current asset held for sale. Okay. This is the clarification this standard has given. Example from ICAI study material. Entity ceases to use a manufacturing plant. Entity ceases to use a factory because demand has declined. However, the plant is maintained in a workable condition. And it is expected to be brought back into use in future when the demand picks up. Right? It is not a held for sale asset. It is an abandoned asset. It is not a held for sale asset because its carrying amount will be principally recovered through the continuous use. Right? Therefore, the entity will not stop charging depreciation or treat it as a held for sale. Right? So entity will continue to charge depreciation also. In case of a held for sale asset, when we cover the measurement criteria, we will understand that once an asset will be classified as held for sale, the depreciation will be stopped. Right? But in case of abandoned asset, the depreciation will continue. Okay. So this is the concept on the abandoned asset. Now we reach to the measurement part. So friends, I hope whatever I've covered so far, you guys are absolutely clear and okay on that. Are you absolutely clear and okay?
Yes.
Yes. So friends, we cover this ISPC and HP both, right? So let me complete this notes as well. So like ISPC shows the condition, shows the availability for sale, which is depending on the intent and ability. The HP shows, this condition shows the efforts and documentation regarding the actual sale, right? So this condition shows the efforts and documentation, correct? To convert in complete sale, right? You agree or you don't agree with this statement? आप agree करते हो या नहीं करते?
Yes, sir.
Yes, करते हो ना? So what is sale is highly probable? What are the conditions for sale is highly probable? Condition number 1, committed to sale. What is my condition number 2?
Active program to locate a buyer.
Yes. Search for buyer started. Yes. Search for buyer started. Number 3.
Sale at the price which is reasonable.
Sale price quoted should be reasonable. Sale price quoted should be reasonable. Sale likely to complete the sale.
Within 1 year.
Likely to complete the sale within 1 year. Within 1 year. Last, unlikely that sale plan will change in future. Correct? Unlikely that sale plan will change in future. Unlikely that sale plan will change in future. Okay. Is this clear?
Yes.
Completely clear?
Completely clear.
Absolutely clear?
Absolutely.
Perfectly clear?
Crystal
Perfectly.
clear.
Crystal clear. Okay. And there is an exception to 1 year rule also. What was the exception to 1 year rule? Exception to 1 year rule as well. Exception to 1 year rule. What is the exception to 1 year rule? Delay must be due to the circumstances outside the entity control. Delay must be due to circumstances outside the control of the entity or what? Firm purchase agreement. In case firm purchase commitment, which is your binding agreement, right? Binding agreement. If delay is from buyer side.
Buyer.
2 condition, correct? These are the 2 condition ना?
Yes.
इन्हीं 2 condition में हो सकता है ना, और तो कोई condition नहीं है.
Yes, sir.
No.
No, very good. Okay. So, are you liking these notes? ये सारे
Yes,
कंप्लीट नोट्स हैं आपके. अभी तक जो मैंने पढ़ाया है इसके कंप्लीट नोट्स मैंने यहाँ पर आपको बनाकर दे दिए.
Yes, very much. I am taking this down.
Right? And these are the quick notes to refer. Quick notes to refer.
Yes.
Okay, friends. So, friends, now coming to the measurement criteria. What is the measurement criteria? Friends, what is the accounting treatment? What is the measurement provision of Ind AS 105? Measurement provision of Ind AS 105. So let's come to the accounting treatment, which is measurement provisions of Ind AS 105. So there are 3 steps. There are 3 steps in measurement. First, I will write the step, then I will explain this. Step number 1. Compute the carrying value of non-current asset held for sale or disposal group as per the respective standard immediately before classification as held for sale. Immediately before classification as held for sale. Compute the carrying value of non-current asset held for sale or disposal group held for sale. NCHFS or DGHFS as per the respective standard Ind AS 16, 38 and 40 immediately before classification is held for sale. Step number 2. Compute the fair value less cost to sell of the non-current asset held for sale or disposal group on the date of classification as held for sale. Step number 3. Recognize non-current asset held for sale or disposal group held for sale at the lower of step number 1 and step number 2. So what are these steps? आप कैसे मेजर करोगे नॉन करंट एसेट हेल्ड फॉर सेल को? स्टेप नंबर 1, you need to compute the carrying amount. What was the formula for carrying amount in Ind AS 16 and 38? हमने 36 भी पढ़ा.
Cost minus accumulated depreciation minus impairment loss.
Anyone else who has a different view? Anyone else? Neha, what is the formula for carrying amount?
Sir, cost minus cost minus accumulated depreciation minus impairment
Minus accumulated impairment losses. Yes. Yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Cost minus accumulated depreciation minus accumulated impairment losses. So before entering into the room of non-current asset held for sale, what you need to compute? You need to compute the carrying amount. For example, this is the room of Ind AS 16, right? This is the room of Ind AS 105. Okay. So held for sale criteria is meeting here, and of course you need to classify this as a held for sale. So this is the door of Ind AS 105. This is the gate. This is the door. So on the door of Ind AS 105 here, you need to compute the carrying amount as per Ind AS 16. Okay. So immediately before classification is held for sale, you need to compute the carrying value as per respective standard. मतलब अगर वो PPNE है तो Ind AS 16 के हिसाब से निकालेंगे carrying amount. अगर वो इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रॉपर्टी है तो Ind AS 40 के हिसाब से निकालेंगे. अगर वो इंटेंजिबल एसेट है तो Ind AS 38 के हिसाब से निकालेंगे. राइट? इज दैट क्लियर एज अ कॉन्सेप्ट? I will solve one question and then you will be able to completely understand. But as a concept, have you understood?
Yes.
Yes. Second, you need to compute the fair value less cost to sell of the non-current asset held for sale or disposal group on the date of classification is held for sale. Have you heard about this concept of fair value less cost to sell in any standard?
Yes.
Which one?
Ind AS 36.
Ind AS 36 impairment of assets. Recoverable value is higher of fair value less cost to sell and
Cost to
value.
sell.
Right? So what is a fair value? It's a market value. What is a cost to sell? What is a cost of disposal? It's a directly attributable incremental cost. It's an incremental cost, right?
Right.
So incremental cost to sell the asset. Whether finance cost and income tax will be considered as a cost of disposal?
No. No.
No. Yes. So friends, once you computed the carrying value as per the respective standard, once you computed the fair value less cost to sell, now you need to compare. And whatever is lower mathematically, that will become the value of non-current asset held for sale. Right? That will become the value of the non-current asset held for sale. And the difference will go to the impairment loss. Okay? And the difference will go to the recognized non-current asset held for sale and disposal group at the lower of step number 1 and step number 2. And if there is any impairment, if there is any difference, it will go to the impairment loss. Now let me solve a question for all of you. Let me solve an example for all of you. So friends, example, A Limited purchased a building on 1st April 2019 for 20 lakhs. What is the price of the building? 20 lakhs.
20 lakhs.
The useful life of the building is 20 years. Assuming no residual value, what is the per annum depreciation?
2 lakhs.
20 divided by 10, 2 lakh. The building has been classified as held for sale on 1st July 2020. So after purchase, after how many time, so after how much of period, this building has to be classified as held for sale? कितने टाइम के बाद बिल्डिंग को हेल्ड फॉर सेल क्लासिफाई किया?
1 year and 3 months. April, May, June. 1 year, 3 months.
1 year, 3 months. Means 15 months के बाद. Okay. So up to 15 months, what was the nature of this building up to 15 months? 15 महीने तक इस बिल्डिंग की कैटेगरी क्या थी?
Property, plant,
Non-current asset, property, plant and equipment, right?
yes.
Non-current asset, property, plant and equipment, right? Okay. Can you please mute yourself? You need to unmute only when you speak. Once you complete, then please mute yourself. Okay. Yes. So friends, for 15 months, this building was PPNE. After completion of 15 months, this building will become held for sale, NCHFS. मतलब शुरू के 15 महीने इंड एस 16 चला, उसके बाद क्या चलेगा? इंड एस
105.
105. Yes. You are required to show the necessary entries for this effect. The fair value less cost to sell on 1st July 2020 is 16 lakh. Right? This is what it is given. So friends, what is given? All these aspects are given. Building useful life, per annum depreciation. Everything is given. What is my building value? Building cost 20 lakhs. Useful life 10 years. Depreciation per annum 2 lakhs. Okay, right. Date of purchase April 1, 2019. Date of purchase is 1st April 2019. And date of classification is HFS. Date of classification as HFS, held for sale. कब की डेट है?
1st July 2020.
1st July. Okay. Then your fair value less cost to sell is also given, na?
Yes.
16 lakhs.
16 lakhs.
Okay, so my dear friends, what is the accounting entry when this building was purchased? On 1st April 19, what was the accounting entry?
Asset
Building.
account debit.
PP.
Building.
PP account debit. अगर आप बिल्डिंग अकाउंट डेबिट या सिर्फ पीपी अकाउंट डेबिट भी लिखोगे तो आपका नंबर नहीं कटेंगे. ओके, टू बैंक. But it is always good to also show the category, right? Okay. Building account debit to bank. What is the amount? 20 lakhs. What is the accounting entry on 31st March 20 after the year end? क्या करेंगे इस पे?
Depreciation.
Depreciation और impairment. Impairment का तो अता पता नहीं है ना क्वेश्चन में.
No.
कुछ नहीं पता. Recoverable value भी नहीं दी हुई.
No.
So कुछ नहीं लिखा तो depreciation तो करेंगे. What is the accounting entry for depreciation?
Depreciation account debit to accumulated depreciation.
Depreciation account debit, very good, to accumulated depreciation. Debt to accumulated debt. $2 lakh. Depreciation to accumulated depreciation 2 lakh. Clear? Any doubt? No. So what is the carrying amount? What is the carrying amount as at 31st March 2020?
18 lakh.
How much is carrying amount? 20 minus 2, right? 18 lakh. यही है ना cost minus accumulated depreciation. Okay. और इसमें अगर मैं बात करूं from 1st April 2019 to 30th June 2020, this building is PP, right? उसके बाद from 1st July 2020, this will come to what? NCHFS, right? तो यहां पर क्या था? यहां पर Ind AS 16, यहां पर Ind AS 105. क्लियर है ना?
Yes.
Friends, step number 1. Now, on 1st July 2020, you have to convert this PP into NCHFS. You have to convert 16 to 105. Now, what is the first step? पहला step number 1 क्या है?
Compute the carrying value.
Compute carrying amount on which date?
Immediately before the
Classification is rightful
classification.
sale. So compute carrying amount as at 30th June 2020, right?
Yes.
Yes.
है ना? As per Ind AS, कौन सा Ind AS? कौन सा Ind AS as per?
16.
105.
As per Ind AS 16, carrying amount तो आप respective Ind AS के हिसाब से निकालोगे ना?
Yes.
सही है नहीं है?
Yes.
Yes.
सही है नहीं है या यही है? यही है.
सही है सर.
कंप्यूट कैरिंग अमाउंट. अब नाउ व्हाट इज द कैरिंग अमाउंट? क्या करेंगे? 31 मार्च का तो है आपके पास. 30 जून 20 का कैरिंग अमाउंट कैसे निकलेगा?
सर प्रोपोर्शनल डेप्रिसिएशन लेंगे फॉर 3
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. प्रोपोर्शनल डेप्रिसिएशन लेंगे मतलब 3 मंथ्स का डेप्रिसिएशन लेंगे, राइट? सो व्हाट इज द कैरिंग अमाउंट? कैरिंग अमाउंट इज इक्वल टू
18 lakh minus
कॉस्ट माइनस accumulated depreciation minus accumulated impairment loss also, but it is not there in the question, right? क्वेश्चन में नहीं है. तो आपका कैरिंग अमाउंट क्या बनेगा? योर कैरिंग अमाउंट इज इक्वल टू 18 माइनस पूरे 18 लाख पे अब आप 18 लाख पे मैंने कैसे बताया था डेप्रिसिएशन? योर
18
कैरिंग वैल्यू इज
divided
18 lakh. व्हाट इज द रिमेनिंग पीरियड?
9.
9.
9
9
years.
years.
And you need to compute for 3 months. 3 divided by 12, 17.5 lakh. सो 50,000 एक साल का 2 लाख, तो एक क्वार्टर का कितना डेप्रिसिएशन? 50,000.
Yes.
Step number 2. What is my step number 2? Compute fair value less cost to sell. Cost to sell on the date of HFS. On the date of HFS. क्या है मेरा
16.
मेरा fair value less cost to sell क्या है?
16 lakhs.
16 lakh is my fair value less cost to sell. Okay. Instead of 16, let me take as 17. Okay. So I'm just changing in the question and let me take this fair value less cost to sell as a 17 lakh. Okay. There is no impact, not to worry about that. मेरे को 17 लाख नंबर अच्छा लगता है इसलिए मैंने 17 ले लिया. ठीक है. ओके. स्टेप नंबर 3. स्टेप नंबर 3. What is my step number 3?
Lower of step 1.
Lower of
Step 1 and
Carrying
step
amount.
2.
amount
Fair
and
value
fair
less
value
cost.
less cost to sell, right? Lower of what? Step 1 and step 2. Correct? So lower of step 1, lower of step 1 and step 2, that is carrying amount and fair value. What is lower?
17.
कौन सा नंबर छोटा है? 17 is lower. Now, what is the accounting entry on 1st July 2020? 1st July 2020. What is the accounting entry on 1st July 2020? किसको डेबिट करूं? NCA HFS. NCA HFS बिल्डिंग. अकाउंट डेबिट. इसके डेबिट में कोई डाउट?
No.
इसी को तो डेबिट करना पड़ेगा ना?
Yes.
कोई डेबिट में कोई डाउट तो नहीं है ना किसी को?
नहीं सर.
No.
ठीक है. क्रेडिट क्या करूं?
PPE.
क्रेडिट क्या करूं? टू बिल्डिंग.
Building PPE.
मैंने क्या किया था? मैंने बिल्डिंग पीपी को किया था ना यहाँ पे रिकॉग्नाइज. टू बिल्डिंग पीपी. इसको क्या करूं? क्रेडिट कर दूं इसको बिल्डिंग पीपी को कितने पे क्रेडिट करूं?
17.5.
17.5.
वेरी गुड. जब आप ये 17.5 निकालोगे ना 3 मंथ्स के डेप्रिसिएशन की एंट्री भी पास करोगे. क्या एंट्री पास होगी 3 मंथ्स के डेप्रिसिएशन की? एंट्री क्या पास होगी?
Depreciation.
Building to depreciation.
यहां पर आपकी एक एंट्री ये भी पास होगी, राइट?
Depreciation to
कर
accumulated
दूं एंट्री
depreciation.
पास ताकि 3 महीने के बाद याद रहे, या छोड़ दूं? डेप्रिसिएशन टू एक्यूमुलेटेड डेप्रिसिएशन कितना? 0.5. ठीक है ना?
0.5.
सो टू बिल्डिंग 17.5. एनसीएचएफएस को किस वैल्यू पे डेबिट करूं? 17. सो डिफरेंशियल डेबिट कहां जाएगा? इम्पेयरमेंट लॉस ऑन on classification as HFS. Impairment loss on classification as HFS, right? कितना amount होगा?
50,000.
50,000. So this is the accounting entry. Please let me know if you have any challenge in understanding this accounting entry. Please let me know if you have any challenge in understanding this measurement provision. Please let me know. If you have any challenge in understanding this measurement provision, my dear friends, please let me know. कोई गिला, कोई शिकवा, कोई challenge, कोई परेशानी?
No.
No?
No.
Is it well understood? Is it completely clear?
Completely clear, yes.
Absolutely clear?
Absolutely.
Second example. Example number 2. Do you find this example useful to explain the concept?
Yes,
Example
very
number
useful.
2. So let's say the fair value less cost to sell is 18 lakh. Instead of 17 lakh, it become 18 lakh. The fair value less cost to sell become 18 lakh. So everything will remain same. In my solution, everything will remain same. Okay. So let me copy the solution and let me change the solution. So what will be changed here? It will be, instead of 17, it will become 18, correct? This is the only change. The 1st April 19, this entry, 17.5, is there any change? Answer is no. But fair value less cost to sell, what it become? It is given 18 lakh. Fair value less cost to sell is 18 lakh. I've just changed the number from 17 to 18. So what is lower? 17.5 is lower or 18 is lower? 17.5 is lower, right? ये क्वेश्चन समझ में आया? मैंने इस क्वेश्चन में सिर्फ इतना सा चेंज किया. What I have done, instead of 17 lakh fair value less cost to sell, I have changed it to 18 lakhs.
Yes, understood.
Right. So what is lower? Carrying amount is lower. So in this case, what is the accounting entry? NCHFS building account debit to building PP account. There is no impairment loss. The impairment loss is 0. The impairment loss is 0. Right?
Gain on classification.
Sorry. So your impairment loss is 0. Is that clear? This is what I wanted to present. That's all. Is that clear? Absolutely clear? Completely clear? Very good.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Great. So my dear friends, since morning, what we have covered since morning, we have covered that 3 aspects will be covered under this standard. 1, individual asset held for sale. Number 2, group of asset held for sale. And number 3, discontinued operation. That individual asset held for sale is considered as a non-current asset held for sale. And that individual asset should always be a non-current asset. The group of asset held for sale will be called as a disposal group held for sale. And in a disposal group held for sale, it could be a combination of non-current asset plus current assets plus liabilities. And there could be discontinued operation also, which is discontinuation of major product, business segment and geographical segment. The classification and presentation requirement of Ind AS 105 is applicable to all NCA, HFS and DG-HFS. But the measurement requirement of Ind AS 105 is applicable to all NCA, HFS and DG-HFS except scoped out asset. Right? Which standard has the authority of classifying assets and liabilities into current and non-current? Ind AS 1 has authority. But when an asset, for example, PP, already classified as non-current, will become a current asset? When?
Held for sale.
When it meets the criteria of held for sale as per Ind AS 105. And we have seen that once an asset will become a current asset, I mean to say when it meets the held for sale criteria, it has to be classified under current asset as a separate line item. Right? And friends, non-current asset held for sale or disposal group are those assets which are recovered, the carrying value is recovered principally through a sale transaction, not through a continuing use. So carrying amount of the asset is recovered principally through the sale transaction, not through the continuing use, जबकि पीपी का क्या होता है पर्पस? कंटिन्यूइंग यूज. Note, the amount recovered may be equal to, less than, or more than the carrying amount also, right? Question: when a non-current asset is classified as held for sale, a non-current asset will be classified a non-current asset or disposal group. So let me write like, when a non-current asset, which is NCA, oblique disposal group, is classified as held for sale when two criteria is meeting, ISPC and HP. ISPC means available for immediate sale in present condition. This condition shows the availability of sale, which is depending on the intent and ability. HP shows sale is highly probable. This condition shows the effort and documentation to convert in complete sale, right? And what are the conditions for sale is highly probable? For example, committed to sell. Search for buyer is started. Sale price quoted should be reasonable. Likely to complete the sale within 1 year, and unlikely that the sale plan will change in future. Right, friends? Even though if the sale is not completed within 1 year, still it will be classified as a held for sale, provided in two conditions. Number one, delay must be due to circumstances outside the control of the entity, and the firm purchase agreement or binding agreement, in case of if the delay is from the buyer side, the firm purchase agreement and binding agreement has been executed. So firm purchase commitment or binding agreement is executed if delay is from buyer side. And then we discuss the accounting treatment, that how to measure Ind AS 105, how to measure a non-current asset held for sale or disposal group held for sale. So standard says that first you need to compute the carrying amount, carrying value of that asset or disposal group as per the respective standard immediately before classification is held for sale. Then you compute the fair value less cost to sell. Then whatever is lower is become the value of the non-current asset held for sale or disposal group held for sale. I hope with the help of these two examples, you guys are completely clear on this measurement part.
Yes, clear.
Yes or no?
Yes, clear.
Is it absolutely clear? Any question? Any question on any part?
So we don't have to calculate this value in use, only fair value less cost to sell. We have to
So,
compute in step
Sanjay,
two.
this value in use concept was in recoverable value,
Yes,
right?
right.
So for computing the recoverable value, two legs were there. Number one,
Right.
fair value less cost to sell and value in use. Here
Yes.
standard does not talks about recoverable amount. Here standard talks about only fair value less cost to sell, right?
Yes, right.
So there is no need to compute value in use for the
Okay.
purpose of Ind AS 105. Okay,
Okay.
fine.
Yes. Fine. Yes.
So friends, this is
Thank
what
you.
we have covered today, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the session thoroughly, and I have shown you the Ultratech Cement annual report also. During our session, we learn the concept and we do a lot of revision also. Yes or no? Lot of reiteration,
Yes.
lot of revision, and I also used to tell that what are the area where the students or the fresher chartered accountants are making mistakes as well, right?
Yes,
Okay.
right.
So friends, in the next class, we will be completing this Ind AS 105, and in the next class, we will solve a lot of questions in the next class from the ICAI study material as well. Right? So
Right.
till the time, bye-bye. Take care. Thank you so much. And the time has come to
Sir,
conclude
I
this.
just have a simple question.
You have a
Sir, I have a question not regarding what you have taught today. Sir, are you going to cover the whole FR in this batch, or
well,
there are some topics which are to be covered by other faculties?
so Akshay, what is your expectation? Whether I should take or I should hand over to some other faculty as well? First of all, I'll
No,
ask.
so my expectation is that you should take the whole batch, whole classes.
Yes, sir. You only should take the classes
So let
as per my
Akshay,
wish
so
also.
allow Akshay to complete first. Yeah, Akshay.
Sir, my concern is around, is that only that are you going to take the whole batch? Means all the topics are to be taught by you only, or some other faculty will also be teaching some different topics?
So probably, so you have seen that I have taken so many classes up to this part, right? And I will complete the asset related standards completely, like 116 I will take, right? So if for the September month, so the I think the classes listing is already circulated, okay? So for September, I'm there, and of course, for the later part of the classes, for different kind of like financial instrument consolidation, so probably other faculty will be there because my availability is not there in at that point of time. But for all this presentation, disclosure, asset related standard, right, revenue standard, leases, of course. So I have
Financial
covered some
instruments
classes
will be
and
taken by Bhalla, sir.
sorry,
Financial instruments will be taken by Bhalla, sir.
by whom?
Mr. Bhalla, Mr. Kapileshwar
Yes,
Bhalla.
yes, Mr. Kapileshwar Bhalla. Yes, yes.
You are not going to teach that.
Yeah, so financial instrument I'm not going to take because I'm not available at that point of time.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, friends. So bye-bye, take care, stay safe, stay happy, and please refer study material and please refer this lecture for doing your revision. And if you're not able to do the revision, then not to worry. So in the next class, I will start with the revision, touch all the concept and complete the standard as well. Okay. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.